$50. Now, we're going to move into talking about tips. Commission is basically the same thing as a tip, okay? Commission is if we were selling something like a house or a car or a motorcycle, a large item, a tangible item, okay? But for a tip is for a service. So if we were to go to a restaurant, we leave a tip for the waiter and the waitress. If we go get our hair done, hair cut and colored and permed or straightened, styled, you would leave a tip for the hairstylist. If your parents, if they take their car into the shop to get serviced, they might leave a tip for the mechanic as well, for their service. So a tip is for service, okay? Now, how much of a tip should you leave at a restaurant if your bill is $34.75 and you want to leave a 15% tip, round to the nearest nickel? So our formula for tip is equal to the percent times the total bill. So the amount of tip is going to be equal to the percent, which is 15% right here. And you're going to plug that in here. And remember, you want to convert that into a decimal. And it's going to be 0.15 times the total bill. Your total bill is $34.75. So there are the numbers. You multiply, and your tip is going to be 5.2125. Now, it says round to the nearest nickel. Where is the nickels placed? Okay, here would be the pennies, right? But also if you count in fives, that would be your nickels. And then this is your dimes, and then this is your dollars, okay? This would be, the nearest nickel would be 20 cents. Now, what if we said round to the nearest quarter? The nearest quarter to 21 cents would be 25 cents. But anyway, the tip is approximately $5.20. Again, 15% would be kind of a low tip, would be considered low now in California. California, the restaurant tips are about 18% at least, and some may even tip 20%. And, you know, the higher tip actually, it is a very nice gesture, 18% or 20%, to give them more to the waiters and waitresses, because they do work very hard and they serve us. They, anything we ask for, they always bring it with a smile. So hope you tip your waiters and waitresses very well when you go to a restaurant. Okay, now let's say we have a hairdresser, gave a $55 perm and received a $10 tip. What percent of the bill did she receive? And this you would round to the nearest percent. Okay, the percent times the total bill is equal to the tip. So if our tip was $10, the total bill was $55, then we can calculate the percent. And the percent, you're going to divide 10 divided by 55. And then our percent is going to be 0.18 repeating. And it said to round to the nearest percent. So what's the nearest percent to 0.18 repeating? It's going to be approximately 0.18. And if you convert that into a percent, it would be an 18% tip, which is a very generous tip also for the hairdresser. So that would be very nice. Okay, now find the tip if the percent used is 15%. Round to the nearest nickel. So if our total bill was $48.39 and the tip is at 15%, we can calculate the amount of tip. So you would multiply Okay, remember the tip is the percent times the total bill. And when you multiply 15% or 0.15 times $48.39, you would get $7.25. Now, for the next one here, if you had something, maybe we had a meal with more people and we spent $132 at the restaurant and we want to tip 15%. So how would we figure that out? You can multiply 15% times $132. You convert your 15% to 0.15, and then you would end up with $19.80, and that would be rounded to the nearest nickel. That would be the amount of tip to tip the waiter or waitress. Okay, so remember, tip equals percent times the total bill. Let's say we are given the total bill now and the amount of tip, but you want to find the percent. So we're going to go a little backwards here, okay? There's our percent times the total bill is equal to the tip. So in order to calculate the percent, you're going to divide the tip by the total bill. Okay, so right here, percent equals the tip divided by the total bill. This is our division sign right here. And so let's say our first bill is $64.92. And then the tip is $8. So I'm going to plug in $8 divided by $64.92. And then I'm going to end up with 12% for the amount of tip. Now here, if I have $87.50 as my total bill, and the amount of tip was $16, I'm going to plug that in, $16 divided by $87.50. Now, because the total bill is in the denominator and I'm dividing by that, I have to move my decimal over 2 places. So I'm going to add 2 zeros to this and also move the decimal over 2 places. And then so when I divide 1,600 divided by 8,750, I'm going to end up with 0.18. And then I convert that to a percent, and I move the decimal 0.18. I'm going to move it over 1, 2. That gives me an 18% tip. Now, your assignment for tonight is going to be page 295. Those problems right there, that is a sample selected to help you calculate the commission and the tip in different forms. Remember to always go back to the formula for commission and then also the formula for the tip. And you'll be able to solve each of these problems very well.